Hi, we at General Education will be starting a mock interview very shortly, in which we will illustrate that how you can conduct a mock interview prior to your actual interview with a B school, and then improve based on the feedback given by General Education consultants. So here you will be witnessing actually a mock interview being taken, and then basically you will go through the feedback points, and then based on that you prepare and then take the actual interview. So first session, it will be divided in 3 sessions basically. First session would be an actual conduction of the interview, in which we will conduct the interview, we will ask the questions and you will have to answer promptly. We will also note down the feedback in the meanwhile, and then we will read out or conduct the feedback session, in which you will in turn note down the points and then prepare based on that. So let us start for having a great interview. And for the information, this is the interview for Michigan Ross. So the candidate has actually got a call from Michigan Ross, and his interview is in the next week. So we'll be conducting a mock interview. Let us start. Thank you very much. Sure. Okay. Hope you're doing fine, Mohit. Okay. So my first question would be, take me through your resume.
Okay. I've been born and brought up in Delhi, and I did my schooling in Delhi itself. Post which I actually tried for Indian Air Force through National Defence Academy, in which I secured All India 19th rank, but I could not join it due to existing medical condition of sinus arrhythmia. But post that I actually joined Delhi College of Engineering, and in 6 months I was upgraded to Electronics and Telecommunications stream in Netaji Subhash Institute of Technology. Post that I completed my degree from NSIT with and I passed my degree with the first grade. From NSIT itself, I joined Hutch as my first job, where I worked as the interfacing engineer between hardware and software for the GSM switch. I was one of the best performers within my batch, and worked closely with the CTO and the general manager of Hutch Delhi. And post that, but most of my work experience was related to implementation rather than.
Just to cut it short, you were a fresher, I suppose, when you say that you were working closely with the CTO. So how, on what business you were working with him, or on what project?
It was completely on the. Actually, there was a project which was to do software hardware interfacing for a new GSM switch, which was to increase the capacity of Hutch by call handling capacity by 20%. So I started as a part of that team, but I started coordinating between different teams which were related to the switch. So, and that way I assumed a key position, and I started reporting directly to the general manager of the switch.
Okay.
Yeah, but most of my experience was still on implementation side, and I wanted to have a broader perspective on enterprise application development. So I moved on to Infosys after about a year in Hutch, and I gained exposure on the entire life cycle of software development and the industry best practices. At Infosys, my stint was for about 2.5 years, in which I worked in various capacities, such as trainee on an emerging technology to module lead leading a team of size 4. Thereafter, in 2005, I moved on to Mindtree to basically work on a direct client interfacing role. So since then at Mindtree, I've spent about 5 years at Mindtree, and I've worked in various capacities as module lead, on-site coordinator, and project manager. Currently, I am managing a project, a number of projects, and Over the last 3 years, I've managed projects of about $2.5 million. Aggregate. It's an aggregate. So the clients have been IATA. They've all been very renowned travel industry clients such as IATA, SITA, Port of Singapore Authority. So and my experience with them have been quite deep and pretty long. For example, with IATA, I was 3.5 years. I had worked with IATA.
And who the second is SITA?
SITA.
Okay. That is which country?
SITA is basically a global organization for which provides airport equipments and airport and airline equipments based out of Canada, UK and US.
Okay. So why do you want to do an MBA?
My experience has exposed me to the technical side of IT industry and to some extent the project management side also. But over the last few years, I've realized that my work experience, I still need to gain a lot of knowledge on functions to which my work experience has not exposed me. For example, finance, marketing, etc. So, for example, when I started managing projects, I did not have an idea about accounting books, about gross margins, about EBITDA, and it was only after I actually jumped into the ocean that I got wet and I realized, okay, I need to know about these things.
Not all functions would be required to be known if you are working in certain capacity in a company, for example, as a project manager or even a business development manager, or even if you choose any function. So why there is a liking or penchant towards acquiring everything as a knowledge?
Right. My long-term goal is more focused towards general management and handling the P&L for a business unit, for a geographic business unit, for which I need to have knowledge about at least a few important functions that go into running a business, which basically can be finance, marketing, delivery, operations, corporate governance. So to gain exposure, to gain first of all structured knowledge on these functions, I look forward to an MBA. Plus, I look forward to an MBA to also help me in my short-term career goal. I've been in technical side and I'm doing project management now, but I would want to have a flavor of a strong experience rather on business development also, and for that is a form of a function switch for me. So to enable that switch and for me to actually excel even after doing that switch, I'm actually looking forward for an MBA.
Okay, so any specific reason that why at this stage, after around I see 9 to 10 years of experience, you are choosing for MBA, whereas people usually choose it around 5 years, or maybe if you see average work experience at Ross would fall around 60 months. Right. So why now?
I would say that my decision of actually delaying the MBA till now has really been a wise decision, because I feel that during the last 3 to 4 years, the experience that I've gained have actually helped me understand what the nuances of management are. Even before I would have got into management, rather had I gone for my MBA just after a year of management, I would not have got the depth into